Thanks for staying with us. Now, Derek is live in West Clare to talk us through the future of sustainable hurling.
What the puck is going on, Derek?
Love what you did there, guys. Come here, we're getting a masterclass in sustainable hurling down here in Sixmilebridge in County Clare. But sustainable hurling with a difference. Hurley's made out of bamboo. Sean Thorpe is with us. And Sean, I suppose your family go back a long, long way in terms of hurley making.
Yeah, so we started a business here, Derek, in 1981, and my father John started a business at that stage. But my granduncle Pop was making hurleys in the 1930s as well. So yeah, it's kind of a family thing we do here, and it's a nice industry, and hurley making is a great business.
And I suppose there isn't a household in the country that doesn't have a hurley somewhere.
Yeah, well, look, at the end of the day, it is our national game, and we feel very passionate about hurleys here, and yeah, trying to bring the game forward is always a passion for us here.
Now let's talk about the traditional hurley. Obviously made from ash, going back hundreds of years.
Yeah, thousands of years. Even ash has been used for hurley making, and I suppose it is a great material. And you see that every weekend. Sometimes when you see hurleys, striking off players and not breaking. It is a great material. But it has its issues at the moment.
Ash dieback. This is a disease that affects ash trees, and it's become quite widespread, hasn't it?
Yeah, I suppose we would have first started seeing it in 2012 in the Netherlands. We source our ash material in the Netherlands, and we would have known it was going to eventually come this way. It's an airborne disease, so it has kind of gone a lot worse in Ireland in the last 10 years. And we started looking at, going to ourselves, well, we actually have to start looking at the consistency of ash and understanding how we can innovate for the future around ash as well,
And you studied abroad, you worked with Adidas as well. You got quite savvy in terms of the tech, and you wanted to bring it up to the next level.
Yeah, my own background is a degree in sports technology in Loughborough University in the UK, and then I spent a bit of time in Adidas as well there. And look, they were great years, and I suppose I got to see a new way of doing things, a modern way of doing things, and came home then to the business and just wanted to bring that kind of culture to hurleys and to hurling as well,
So let's talk about bamboo. I have a lot of bamboo at home in my garden. It grows quite quickly, doesn't it, Sean?
Yeah, bamboo, it grows 5 metres per year and can be harvested then after 5 years. Whereas an ash hurley takes 35 years to get to full maturity for hurleys, and you only use the bottom 20% of an ash tree, where you can use all of the bamboo tree for the hurley.
So in terms of eco and sustainability, and in terms of carbon emissions as well?
Yeah, so we've a study coming out soon, and we will be able to show that the carbon footprint of a bamboo hurley is actually less than any ash hurley, even if it is made and sourced in Ireland.
All right, so Sean, we're going to walk and talk here, because you're going to take us through making a bamboo hurley from scratch. What have we got here?
So this is our bandsaw. I suppose this is a little bit more of the traditional way of doing things at the moment, so we're just going to cut out the hurley here, just get my head and safety.
And this is the actual piece of bamboo itself?
So this is our piece of bamboo here, and we have a hurley drawn out on that, and we're just going to shape that now for a minute. So we have to follow the line very accurately, because the machinery we have after this are very accurate machinery, so we need to be very careful as to stay just on the line all the time.
And Sean, have you got into the inter-county scene at all?
Yeah, it's been very popular across all age brackets, but like for instance Clare versus Limerick 2 weeks ago.
Don't mention the war, Sean!
So 6 of the Clare players were using a bamboo hurley on that day, and then 2 of the Limerick players. So we're never going to get the entire team straight away. You have to, people have to have time to adjust to new things. What we do find is many of the underage players are really have bought into bamboo, and they're very sustainable minded, the next generation of people. So that's another side of things. But the performance of the bamboo hurley is so consistent. Every bamboo hurley is pretty much the same in terms of grade.
This is a modern way of doing this as well, because you can get a couple of hurleys here up in one scratch.
Yeah. So over here we have our high-tech machinery, and I suppose this is very much a computerized machine, and you can see here the lovely finish that's on the hurley. Obviously I can make a great hurley, but consistency might be a downfall of mine, whereas the machine is very, very consistent and the tolerances are very high. We need to build a lot of strength into this part of the hurley, and that's why we use the really high-tech machinery to do that.
How many hurleys do you make in a year then?
So last year, for instance, there was 20,000 bamboo hurleys used, and we probably produce upwards of 30,000 hurleys per year,
The final part here then is actually smoothing it out.
Yeah, so we're just going to finish off this hurley here and get the balance of it right. So this is a pretty interesting one I've done.
The relationship, Sean, between our hurley and the hurler, it's very special, isn't it?
Yeah,
you break the hurley.
You break a hurley for a lot of players, and it's like a death in the family. So it's really it's hard to describe the connection between a hurley and a hurling player, because it's the last thing that hits the ball between the posts if they're going to score, or if they're going to get that hook in the last minute. Or,
So the bond is the bond is very, very special. All right, come here. We've run out of time. Where can we find you online, by the way?
So we're on torpy.ie, and I wanted to present you with our Limerick teamed bamboo hurley.
I love that. The little bit of green. There you have it. Clare versus. Come here. Limerick for Liam.
I don't know about that.
All right, thanks very much. Good man, Sean. Back to you guys in the studio. Give me that hurley now. Let's poke around.
I love
That is
that.
really cool.
And I love that they're moving, that they're able to do, because ash was always the wood of choice,
Yeah.
but now to be able to go bamboo and it says
Save the trees.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But also ash is dying in Ireland. The ash die off as well, so they have to find something
really
to do to
fascinating
keep it
how
going.
that happens as well.
It is.
30,000 last year. Incredible.
Congratulations. It's great to see it as well, just happening, how quickly you can do it.
Yeah, how quickly it's done.
There's lots more still to come in the next hour. Rising pop star Amy Tuck's performing with some of her faves like Dermot Kennedy.